Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and especially the remarkable women gathered here today, it is an immense honor to stand before you at this conference dedicated to the empowerment of women, particularly our African sisters. We gather here not just to celebrate our achievements, but to confront the deep-seated issues that still plague our communities in the diaspora, issues that often leave our women suffering in silence. In the heart of our vibrant African communities, where laughter and tradition should flourish, there exists a haunting reality. A reality where the suffering of our African women is not only overlooked but often trivialized, their cries for help drowned out by a culture that sometimes treats their pain as entertainment. This is not just an injustice, it is a tragedy that stains our collective humanity. The silent struggle. Every day, countless African women endure unthinkable hardships. They are the pillars of our families, yet they are often treated as if their pain is mere background noise in the symphony of life. Each act of violence, each sneer of disdain chips away at their spirit, reducing them to mere shadows of the powerful beings they truly are. Fellow African brothers, when did you last look into your woman's beautiful eyes and say, "I love you, you look beautiful"? If you have never done this, I challenge you today to make this your first exercise. It is time to break the silence and embrace the love that is often taken for granted. We blame divorce rates and broken relationships, but we must acknowledge that we are part of the problem. Let's talk about it. The importance of presence. When did you last share a laugh with your woman? I am keenly interested in this aspect of our relationships. Why are you absent in your wife's life? Where have you hidden? How can we find you? You do not need to be a ghost when you are still alive. Your presence is vital. It is essential to the emotional health and well-being of your partner. Too often, men retreat into their own worlds, neglecting the emotional needs of the women who stand by their side. You may be present physically, but are you emotionally available? It's time to shed the ghostly presence in your love life and become a vibrant participant. Embracing your role. Let us rise and empower our African beauty, our women. Every time your woman takes the time to do her makeup, do you realize that she is doing it primarily for you? Even in your absence, she yearns for your admiration. She wants the world to know that you have a beautiful African woman by your side. Can you see that? Her efforts are not merely for herself, they are a reflection of her love for you, her desire for you to notice her, to appreciate her. It is essential that we acknowledge these efforts and respond with love and gratitude. Acknowledge her beauty, both inside and out. The power of communication. We often underestimate the power of our words. A simple compliment can uplift the spirit, while silence can lead to despair. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us that the tongue has the power of life and death. Choose to speak life into your loved ones. Remind them of their worth, their beauty, and their strength. Your words can be a balm for their wounds, a source of healing in a world that sometimes feels cruel. Every time you choose to lift your woman with kind words, you contribute to a stronger, healthier relationship. When did you last take a moment to look into her eyes and tell her how much she means to you? When did you last remind her that she is beautiful, not just in appearance but in spirit? Celebrating African beauty. Let's take a moment to reflect on the essence of African beauty. Our women are not just the bearers of children, they embody strength, resilience, and grace. African mothers have an unparalleled ability to nurture, support, and uplift. Yet, how often do we acknowledge their sacrifices? When was the last time you recognized her hard work, her struggles, and her triumphs? When did you last share a laugh, a moment of joy, or a simple conversation that reminded her she is not alone in this journey? The absence of these interactions creates a void that can lead to deep feelings of loneliness and despair. Let us celebrate our women, not just today, but every day. Take time to learn about their dreams and passions. Listen to their stories and encourage their aspirations. This is not just about romance, it is about creating a partnership built on mutual respect and understanding. The impact of neglect. Neglect can take many forms, and it is often insidious. It can start with a lack of communication and escalate into emotional distance. This neglect can leave women feeling devalued and unappreciated. What are the consequences of this neglect? When a woman feels unheard, unacknowledged, or invisible, it affects her self-esteem and her overall mental health. she begins to question her worth and may seek validation outside the relationship. This is not just a personal crisis, it is a communal one that impacts families and societies. We must recognize that when we fail to nurture our relationships, we contribute to a cycle of pain and suffering that extends beyond our immediate surroundings. Let's not be the cause of our own despair. Instead, let's build a legacy of love, respect, and appreciation for the women in our lives. A call to action for the African diaspora. To my African brothers and sisters in the diaspora, we are in a unique position to advocate for change. Our voices carry weight and our actions can inspire. We must stand together, amplifying the voices of those who have been silenced. As Isaiah 1:17 instructs us, learn to do right, seek justice. Defend the oppressed. Take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the case of the widow. Our responsibility extends beyond our families, it encompasses our communities. We must dismantle the structures that perpetuate abuse and empower our women to rise. No more abuse. It has gone on long enough. The time is now to rise, to demand an end to this horror, and to embrace the powerful truth: every woman deserves to be cherished, not discarded. Let us be the change we wish to see. Together, we can shatter the silence and reclaim our humanity. Let us lift our voices and say no to abuse, honoring the strength and beauty of our women. Each time we speak out against abuse, we are taking a step toward healing a future where love and respect reign. Our African women deserve to thrive in an environment that fosters growth, where they can share their voices freely and celebrate their identities without fear. So let us gather in unity. Let us raise our voices high. For every tear that has fallen, we must ask ourselves why. Your control has gone too far. It's time to reassess. In a world where love should flourish, why choose the path of distress? Be careful what you're seeding, for you will reap the storm. What's sown in anger and hatred cannot produce what is warm. Let us nurture the roots of compassion. Let kindness take the lead. For to uplift our women, we must plant the seeds of good deed. As I close, let us remember the profound words of the Apostle Paul in Ephesians 4:32, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other. Just as in Christ God forgave you, we are called to act with love and compassion, not just in our homes but in our communities. Together, let us create a legacy that honors our women's strength and beauty for generations to come. Let us ensure that every African woman can confidently proclaim her worth and radiate her beauty, knowing she is cherished in her home and her community. Thank you for being here today. Together, let us forge a future filled with hope, respect, and love for every African woman in the diaspora. Now, I urge you all to reflect on these words, engage in meaningful conversations, and take actionable steps toward nurturing and uplifting the incredible women in our lives. Together, let us empower our African women through dialogue, love, and unwavering support.